What's cracking, everyone? I'm Don Ferguson and welcome back to another badass action-packed episode of something new in the Teeqlife basement bar. Before we get to cracking what is sitting right here, and y'all, oh my god, you're gonna be blown away. This is something special. Make sure to check out our digital media partner, Tequila and Spirits Magazine, where you can get a free magazine subscription. Check out our other digital media partner by going over to Instagram and following hashtag, you know, the number sign, find the bird. Hashtag find the bird. Boom. Okay, people, I told you we had something special just lurking over here in the shadows. It's like a vampire ready to bite your neck on Halloween or Dia de las Muertes. I don't know. Look at that. Fortaleza. Have you heard of this? Of course you've heard of this brand. I just waved it, so every tequila snob in America, they just got a boner. It's that popular. Anyway, roll the intro. Boom. If you're new to the Teeqlife tasting platform, before we taste, we talk about it. And we talk about and do our reviews from a consumer point of view. Tequila Fortaleza. Now, if you are in areas like me in Michigan, you can't find this. This is a very sought after tequila. They don't even distribute here. It's probably because it's Michigan. And we're not even going to get into that. But Fortaleza means strength. This brand was launched in 2005. That's 2005 for you people not following. Anyway, but they actually have over 140 years of tequila making experience. 140 years, that's a lot of history. And if you're into reading novels, you should go over to their website and you can read the whole story about this brand in its full 140-year glory. This was originally founded in 1873, and one of the biggest contributions, besides a very well-known tequila, very honored tequila, is the family helped to establish the denomination of origin. And what that means is tequila is trademarked and protected by the Mexican government. You can only make tequila in Mexico. Did you know that? Tequila can only be made in Mexico? Yes, people. Have you never watched this show before? Shit! Like I said, head over to their website and you can read all about the 5 generations of tequila making that goes into what's in this juice. It's quite extraordinary, honestly. However, this tequila brand was actually sold in 1976, but they were smart. In the deal, they kept the land and the distillery. So in 1999, before the great explosion of everything shutting down when the clock ticked for 2000, you know, does everybody remember that? Whatever. The grandson, Guillermo, he began getting the distillery to get cranking and back to making some quality tequila. Guillermo was serious and he only had one stipulation. We gotta do it the same way that we did it 100 years ago. And my friends, that's exactly what they do. The same small brick ovens, crushing it, the agave using a Tahona stone, an open air wood tank fermentation system, and same 2 copper pots for distillation that they used many years ago. How badass is that? All old school, all going back 100 years. It's gotta be good shit, right? Let's get into a couple of other details before we crack this open and get to tasting. It is NAM 1493. That's the distillery that it comes from. It's twice distilled. I believe it's a lowland tequila. That's the one thing that I forgot to look up, but I think it's a lowland. Anyway, don't quote me on it, but I got a 50% chance, right? They use natural spring water in the distillation. It's 80 proof, and each lot is aged in American oak. And what I mean by lot, that's the production. And on the back of every bottle, they have a lot number. It's handwritten we're going to talk about that a little bit more in depth at the end of this episode. It's something that you're going to want to pay attention to. It can cost you a lot of money. Let's move the camera right here. We can crack it open and get to tasting. Wait a minute. All right. Typically, we do the pop, right? But this is a very different type of cork. And if you are a fan to the show, one of the very first episodes where we had somebody else on the show and we invited a guest, we tried and tasted Fortaleza Añejo. And phenomenal, Teeqlife approved, absolutely love it. So I'm excited to, get the Reposado, and that's been years because you can't get it here in Michigan. But what I was doing is I was actually wetting the cork. The cork is very long. It's a natural cork. We'll talk about it with the bottle. But with that being said, is you got to be very gentle. You gotta ease it out of the hole, because my last bottle of Fortaleza, it cracked off and broke in. And it was a bitch to get that out, and it's an expensive tequila. I wasn't gonna waste it, so I had to strain it. It's a whole process. So what you wanna do, and that's what I was kind of showing you, is you can wet your corks. Let them wet, let them do whatever. Just wet the tip, just so that way it soaks it up a little bit, gets it all nice and juicy. And so that way the cork comes out a lot easier. Look at that, people. It's like magic. I'm David Copperfield. Mademoiselle, it's very nice. They never do that with tequila, but I see it in wine. Thought it might be fancy, but we're going to let this breathe just a little bit. This bottle, super heavy. And yes, that's a nice healthy pour. And as you can see it. See, I wasn't lying. That's an extra long cork compared to some of the synthetic ones. Let me show you the difference here. So that way, that's a tight one. See the difference? That can get stuck in there. So make sure to keep the tip wet. Bottle. Look at that. This is hand-blown glass. Hand-blown bottles. Say that 3 times in a row. It's got the pina on top. Like I said, it's an extra long real cork, so you want to take, extra good care of that. Like I said, the back label has changed over the years. I think before they actually had like a map of the hacienda, but now it's a little bit different. On the back of it, it has the lot. I'm going to talk about that because it's pretty interesting what they're doing. On the front of it, 100% agave, Tahona, estate bottle. So that means, typically to my understanding, is they grow the agave on the estate and then they bottle it on the estate. So everything is done right there at the distillery on the grounds, which is pretty amazing. No transportations, all inclusive. Color, look at that. It is extremely light. So they use American oak, so it looks to me like it could be toasted compared to charred. Charring will actually give it a little bit more of a deeper color. Since this is such a light hue, don't drop it. Oh, look at that. Had you scared at home. I know, you're jumping out of your couch. Look at that. It's just really nice. The tears are dripping down. Very nice. Very nice. Slight, slow cascade. It's very even and balanced, but the color is really nice. It reminds me of another brand that I extremely enjoy, Tequila Ocho. Very much in the same light straw color aspect. Nice hue, beautiful. Took off the Tequila and Spirits magazine hat. I meant business, right? It's going for some nosing. Whoa. Holy shit. God, that's amazing. So I'm picking up oak. Very nice, subtle oak. Not really oaky, but very balanced with that cooked, caramelized, crushed agave. Getting a slight caramel, as I like to call it. You gotta be different, right? Everybody always says the same dumb shit. So butter, it's like creamy. Oh man. That caramelization is really shining through though, and that agave, there's a little bit of citrus in there too. I would say almost like an orange or a lemon rind. Whew. And the alcohol, 80 proof, it's so balanced, like you can see it, like it's just going up one nose, like We ain't even gonna talk about what goes up one nostril. But yeah, man, it's just really nice. That oak is really shining through. So enough about this. Let's go for round one. Yep. Oh boy. So you get that nice, sweet, cooked, crushed, caramelized agave. You're getting a little bit of citrus, tiny bit of butterscotch. It's buttery. You get some oak, and then there's a slight warmth. So it's almost like a cinnamon that it just rises up to the challenge, and it nicely, evenly coats your throat. But it's not that peppery burn that a lot of those shitty tequilas, or whatever other ones, we won't talk about it. But let's go in for round two. You're getting vegetal notes, so it's just such fresh agave. Holy shit, this is so dangerous. Man, let's just do number three. I'm just having such a good time. If you can't tell already, I'm a big fan of Fortaleza. What was this, 5? 3. Cameraman said 3. Whoo! Oh boy. All right, so cooked agave. You're getting some vanilla. Not a lot though. So it's not like a bourbon, or a whiskey. From those barrels, you're getting a lot of vanilla, a lot of caramel. It's not like that. Whatever. It is very light. Wow, that warmth just actually comes in, and it just makes you feel good. It's that cinnamon, pineapple, butterscotch. It's so buttery and rich and creamy. It's just a fantastic sipper. It does warm you up though. So, my God, this is outrageous. This is why I love my job, people. I enjoy doing this. This is what I do for you. I put it all on the line so that way I can talk about number 4. It's just a nice, beautiful sweetness. Very, nice wood tones. I'm just saying all the same things, really. And I'm going to keep doing sips and saying the same notes because it's that exceptional. If you haven't guessed already, boom, Teeqlife approved all day long. Before we sign off, I promised you I would talk a little bit about the lot numbers. So each one of these bottles is hand signed with a lot number. This one is 93R, 93. And it makes different bottles more sought after than the other. Does that make sense? All right, for instance, lot number 42, 43 contains a mix of añejo and a never before released extra añejo. So it makes that bottle extremely sought after. They're doing something very unusual in the market, and they've been doing it for a while. I've noticed some other tequila brands picking up on it. So it's kind of like the Pappy Van Winkles and the old rips for the bourbon world, Weller Antique, different things like that. Well, they are, to my knowledge, one of the first to do this, and it's very sought after. That's why I made that kind of joke reference that some tequila snobs are getting a boner right now because they're wondering, what lot is this bottle? Is this a highly sought after one, or is it the regular one of the mill, which is actually fantastic? But that's what you want to check for. Everyone is going to be individually, differently numbered. Makes them very, very sought after. I'm trying to get my glass down to the down. I'm getting some butterscotch, that oak, caramelization, agave. Oh my God, I could just keep going on, but I won't. That wraps up another episode of Something New in the Teeqlife Basement Bar. Fortaleza Reposado, 100% Teeqlife approved. No question about it. If you want to see what's coming up on future episodes of Something New here in the Teeqlife Basement Bar, follow us on social media. Teeqlife on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we always disclose what's coming up next. Life is too short to drink bad liquor, people. That's why I don't. Choose wisely. We'll see you on the next episode, where we'll be trying something fantastic. It's time for me to go get drunk. Cheers!